Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis from Bonehead Weekly. I'm going to give you my favorite episodes of Supernatural. I've now watched it for years. Last 2 years, I got away from it. I hadn't watched it. They were all DVR'd, even though you can get them on Netflix. This is on Netflix, Meredith. And this season, well, this past season was season 15, and that's when the show was going to end. Of course, the problem is the COVID. They never really got to finish the last 7 episodes. There's 20 episodes, and 13 of them came out. Now they will eventually, I've been told and have read that they will eventually finish those last 7 episodes. Number one, the pilot. Actually, it's not a lot of shows that can say their pilot is one of the best ones, but it's pretty good kickoff to the series, and I think it gets you. It establishes the characters. It establishes Dean extremely well, and it shows the humor of the show and the heart. On top of all that, the pilot also features a classic Ghost of the Week that's spooky and sad and ghoulish and all that. And they actually brought it. The one thing about this last season is they're bringing back all the old ones. So the next one is a season. A lot of my favorite episodes are in season 4, by the way. Season 4, episode 5, Monster Movie. It was in black and white, like a Universal horror film, and I loved it. They did something similar as far as just knocking it out of the park to some sort of meta. Well, and nobody does meta like Supernatural. With the Scooby episode as well, but that didn't quite make my list. One of the series' most creative hours this season is a black and white episode. See Sam and Dean come across a movie-loving shapeshifter whose tribute to iconic films with the kills and definitely does not. I just love it. It's in black and white. It took balls of steel to do it in black and white, and it's funny. Season 10, episode 5, fan fiction. I had a friend at work came and we both sang for a week, a single man tear. It's I have called a tribute to the fans. 200th episode was season 10, episode 5, and it's Sam and Dean at an all-girls school. The twist: the girls are in the middle of producing a play that's inspired by Carver Edlund's Supernatural books. Follow the show once again. The Supernatural. Nothing's more meta than Supernatural. They talk about the show Supernatural in Supernatural, and so they're essentially Sam and Dean are watching a musical put on about their lives. And one of the best original songs is Single Man Tear. Okay, season 6, episode 15, and the most episode or meta of what they say. I don't know. I think the other one is a little bit more. Balthazar throws Sam and Dean into an alternate reality where they play actors named Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles on the set of a show called Supernatural. And of course, it all goes bad from there. When the original creator is Eric Kripke. Eric Kripke wrote a few movies, gave us a few other shows that I'm not going to talk about here. But actually, Eric Kripke, the creator, Kripke, has been gone since season 5 when they, first stopped the apocalypse 10 seasons ago. Things Turn Sour was set as series creator Eric Kripke meets an untimely end once again. Season 6, The French Mistake, episode 15. It's just one of those meta where they're making fun of one another. And that's my one. I love the fact that Supernatural does that. I don't think those two boys take themselves very seriously, and God bless them for knowing. Now, my favorite episode of all time, it wasn't on anybody's list that I could find, and I have no idea. Once again, it's a season 4 episode. It's episode 8 called Wishful Thinking. It has Ted Raimi in it. Ted Raimi, the brother of Sam Raimi, who's in such many fantastic films. And it's Sam and Dean investigating a small town where a wishing well actually starts giving wishes. And it has one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in television history, where a teddy bear who is now alive and depressed and morose blows his brains out, but the camera pans over. He's putting the shotgun under, pans over, and then poof, all the stuffing comes out like it would be a blood splatter. Now, you either think that's hilarious, like me, or you don't, in which case you think I'm sick. Now, you may notice none of my episodes are particularly Bobby episodes or Crowley episodes. There's not a reason for that. I think if it's a Bobby episode, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be good. And if it's a Crowley episode, it's going to be fantastic. The fact that he calls Jared Paddle Duck Moose throughout it, Sam Moose, and the other one not Moose, cracks me up. I miss Crowley. I wish he was on more episodes. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next week. I got to find some shit to watch. Thank you so much. Subscribe to Bonehead Weekly and stay classy, Scarefest.